Hey guys, welcome back to the Frank Driscoll Show. I have special guest, Jason Mitchell, who's the Jason Mitchell Group, and he is one of the biggest badass agents there is. He's certainly the top dog in Arizona, and he's extending out across the country. This guy is a rock star. He is a baller. Please welcome to the show, Jason Mitchell. Thank you so much for coming on today. Really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I know. You got to understand, when I met Jason, I was at Joshua Smith's. He does an event a few times a year. And Jason came out and just wowed us at the event. And I knew as soon as I saw him, I really, really wanted to get him on the show. He just had such a presence, really commanded the room. And it was just awesome to see his journey to really become, really the top in the industry. And it's such a pleasure. So without further ado, thanks so much for coming on. And how did you get into this? What were you doing before you were doing this?
This is it. I mean, when I graduated school, in fact, before I even graduated school, I'm from Detroit and I went to Central Michigan University. And I did my internship for Pulte Homes. And while I was at school, going into my senior year. And I was really fortunate because I did very well in my internship. And so when I went back to school, I had my full-time job waiting for me. So I spent probably about 3.5, 4 years in that new construction world, learned a lot about management, learned just a ton. And then I went on my own in about 2000, end of 2006-ish, somewhere around there. Did really well in, residential real estate and started a finance company, which went really well. And then, from there, the crash happened, blah, blah, blah. Starting back up in like 2010, 2011, really got back into real estate. And then we really started the team growth in about 2012. And to where we're at today, 2019.
I mean, it's a crazy journey. I see and I talk and work with so many agents across the country, and they all want to do what you've been able to do. What do you think is the one key difference that you have that maybe the other agents don't or need to strive to develop?
Well, we talked about this at the at Josh's event. And first of all, Josh is a great friend, and he's amazing. He's humble, and he's got everything. He's the whole package. So it was a privilege to be at his event speaking to everybody. Look, I don't know. I don't have the secret sauce, but I can tell you this. I don't have a ton of agents. We have different marketplaces across the country now. We have Florida. We have, we're growing as we go. So I think we have 10, 11 states right now. We'll be at 15 by the end of the year. I recognize that we have a niche, and our niche as a team has become being the preferred boots on the ground for a lot of different organizations. So we now serve as a B2B business running referrals for a lot of large national organizations. And to put it in perspective, right now I think I have about 65 agents, like actual selling agents, maybe 65. We have about 10 on our ops team. And with those 65 agents this year, right now, we're on pace to do about 550 to 600 million and between 1,700 and 1,850 units this year. Last month, we had a record month. We did 174 new escrows, and we closed 162 deals for about 57 million in volume in the month of May. And so what's nice is that our margins are spectacular and that we provide something to agents that no one else does. A lot of team leaders out there, and maybe this is the secret sauce. The standard across the industry is you're a team leader. What do you got to do? You got to provide something of value, or people won't be on your team. To me, that value is more than just culture and training and trying to become a great agent. You got to have currency. Currency becomes opportunity to grow your business. Opportunity to grow your business, to most people, says, well, you got to provide them with leads. And that's changed because the word lead now is actually, to me, it's a disgusting word. I don't want a lead anymore. They don't close at a high enough clip. Agents eventually get tired of working them. And at the end of the day, a lead is a closing ratio of 3 to 4%. You have inquiry, then you have lead, and then you have what we mastered and what we specialize in, and that's referral. So we've become a massive referral team to a lot of great organizations throughout the country. And so when my agents receive our referrals, and they receive them in abundance, they are so pumped to close them because they know that the closing rate on average is over 20%. They also get about 10 at-bats a month. And so our average agent closes 4.5 team deals to 1 self-gen deal. And we just did the numbers. We had 670 some closings up until the end of May, and 590 some of those were team generated. So we provide currency at a level that no one else can provide because of our B2B relationships that we have with my relationships with our organizations. We built our entire tech around it. So from distribution to awareness to updates to milestones to tasks and triggers and texts, everything revolves around servicing organizations and their clients that they trust us with. So we've got this thing down, and we continue to get more efficient, digging into data, becoming call centers for a lot of groups as well too, instituting different rewards programs. But we have become an assembly line of business, and that's where a lot of teams screw up. Is that number one, they want to teams take a. I'm talking too much, but teams take.
This is gold. Let me tell you right now. I'm all ears. This is brilliant. Keep going.
Teams that take a broker approach will inherently fail, and that should be in quotes somewhere. The brokers should provide the culture and training. The brokers should provide the legal support and everything else. Teams that provide the same value don't provide value. Teams need to provide additional value than culture support and training, because if you're a broker and you don't provide that, then you're going to get wiped out. Because from my company, my home group, to a lot of national brokerages that provide the training, the culture, everything, and the technology, you got to have it. But if you're a team that just does the same thing, then what value are you providing? You got to bring more to the table as a team. And what a lot of teams are doing is they're hiring on these agents, but they're not bringing extra value. The extra value is in the business, right? If I'm an agent and I'm working for a team, if you're teaching me great systems, processes, and culture, that's great. But eventually, if you're not giving me enough support in my business to grow my business, I will leave you, because you're not adding to my book of business. Last year we averaged 31 extra deals to our average agent. 31 was our average. I have an agent named Claire Gladstein. She did 98 deals last year. 86 of those were team generated deals. Now you take our average of 30. If you're on my team, you're going to get 30 extra deals a year. Now there's referral fees and splits. Yeah, no problem. But all those opportunities now grow your book of business to where those 30 people can refer people to you that now becomes self-generated business, right? So we provide an opportunity not only with system support, tech, culture, brand, but we have the currency. And when you have the currency, people won't leave you. I've proven it. I can give you the best training in the world, but if I'm not giving you the currency and the ability to really grow and scale your business, you will leave me. And so I built our entire business model. And that's why I only have 65 agents. I could have 500 agents if I wanted to. But now if you're an agent on my team and you're accustomed to getting 12 to 15 high quality referrals a month, and now I take that down to 3 or 4, you're going to leave me, because now you're only closing 1.5 compared to 3 to 4. So I've kept it tight for a reason. And by keeping it tight, we also get to control habits and also making sure that people are doing our continuing education training. Because if I pull you from my team, I'm going to really hurt your business, because we give you so much business. And that to me is the secret sauce. Be able to provide high quality opportunities in abundance so agents can't not live without you. They have to have you in their life, and then build system and process around that.
I mean, look, guys, I don't know if you're watching. There is so much golden nuggets in what he has just spoken here for the last 10 minutes. Guys, take notes. Rewatch this again and go back through it. Let's go to one thing that I picked up on right away. So you talked about added value through relationships. Let's start off with the first one that you got. How did that come about? And when did you know that you were on to something that was really going to be fruitful and profitable and just be such a win-win for everybody involved for you?
Yeah, listen, nowadays we have quite a few national partners, but everyone in the country knows at this point, my largest partner is Quicken Loans, who happens to be the largest mortgage company in the country, right? And so my relationship with them is very deep, and it's like family to me, and I'm like an extension of them. But this whole referral stuff started with Quicken years and years and years ago. In fact, it was me. I was the one in the field running $100,000 buyers, 150, like grinding, because I lost everything I had, and I had to start fresh. And as I started building it and they started trusting me more with a few more a month, I brought on actually Claire, my first agent I hired on. And she started running buyer leads for me, buyer referrals for me. And she did great. And I was like, I think there's something here. And so her and I were both running referrals, and then we brought another agent on, Steph, and then we brought another agent on, Patrick, and we slowly started to build this team to where the team now is giving back this currency that no one else could find, right? And so I thought to myself, if I do a really good job and I can continue to show that we can close business, but also return arbitrage in business, meaning we'll go out of our way to support Quicken, meaning give them files, give them lead, give them our business back in exchange. And we started just growing this out. And then once our process was dialed in, once the tech was dialed in, I said, okay, now we can finally scale. My VP of sales, Leon Gabarton, he always said, we could hire more agents. We should hire more agents. And my answer for 2013 and 14 was, we're not ready yet. We're not ready yet. We need to build tech. And we did it. And it took a long time to build tech, and it was expensive. And I have a tech team now and everything else. Like, everything revolves around that. If you're not investing in tech in this business and you expect to do huge, huge numbers, you will not do it. Tech is the most important thing you have, because tech creates the process, right? You can have a process, but without tech behind it, the process becomes manual. It's impossible to do. So as we started building our relationship with Quicken, we also added more partners. And to the partners, a lot of people are like, well, we know you do a great job for them, so clearly you could probably do a great job for us, right? Like, there couldn't have been a better resume builder, I suppose, is the best way to put it. And now we service probably 15 large national organizations, and we're also in multiple marketplaces. And our partners love that, because they can turn to me and my team and say, look, trust them with the process, trust them with the clients, trust them to close it, trust them to do whatever, but they can also service 12 marketplaces for us. Because the one thing when you're running referrals is, just because you have a lot of agents you're sending referrals to, that doesn't necessarily mean you're running a good network. You want to have, you can do more with less in the model. And so if they have me in 12 marketplaces that they know are going to do a great job, well, that's less that they have to manage, follow up on, and do everything that they need to do. And so, look, we're very fortunate. Every day I wake up and I try to improve process. I try to improve tech. I try to make sure our partners, and that's the other thing too. This isn't easy. Like, I was talking to somebody a couple weeks ago on a different podcast. They asked me, how often are you in communication with your partners? And when I said daily, and they said, no, but like, how many times a week? And I said, daily. I talk to my partners every day of my life. Like, when I say every day, I'm talking to my partners every single day. Because not only do I want them to know we're on it or whatever the case is, but they're growing with us now too, right? Like, they're asking questions. We're asking questions. We're partners, and I don't want to be partners with somebody that just says, hey, look, we're going to trust you with our referrals, but you better do everything our way. We're not going to give it to you. That's not a partnership. A partnership is, let's win together. Let's find ways that I can, like, even for myself, are there people out there I can connect you with so you can improve your business? Are there people out there you can connect me with so I can improve? Like, these are true partnerships that I have. And with that becomes more what you would call currency within the partnership, that they know me and I know them. They know that I'm loyal. They know that we have integrity. They know they don't have to worry. And in exchange for that, we know that we can get high quality business. So our agents have something that no one else has in the country. And that's what now it's taken a lot of time, but that's what we've created.
I mean, it's so amazing. Even in hearing you speak, it just rings so true to me with those relationships. And when you say daily, that amount of effort, is insane and incredible. I mean, it's so far above what most people have. And I love the concerted effort on the true partnership where there is give and take, where if you need something from Quicken to improve the process for what you're doing, I remember you mentioned that you'll ask for that. And they're going to give it to you because they want you to do an outstanding job, and vice versa. So, I mean, it's pretty incredible, what you've built up and what you're continuing to build. As far as the next things that are going for you for, let's say, the next year or two, what you're looking forward to, is it continued expansion, continued improvement, continue the processes? But where do you see you're going as far as your business and your relationships for the next couple of years?
Well, it had to be scalable because there's only so many referrals in Phoenix. Mm-hmm. So we've opened more marketplaces. So to me, it's finding the right talent and the right leadership in marketplaces across the country to grow, where we know that if we go to these places, we'll have the support of our great partners. And it's also a benefit to them because they know they have us that they can trust. And so, and we don't have big marketplaces. We don't open up in Atlanta or Vegas or in these markets and have 40 agents or 30 agents like we do in Phoenix. We have a core group of agents that we start with. And as we start getting more and more referrals in, and we prove the same exact model that we did in Phoenix in those other marketplaces, to where we say, look, we're never going to add agents until we know that you're getting enough to where we can. Because I don't want my core group of agents to be like, well, I'm only getting 1 or 2 referrals a month. No, we want you to get 8, 10 a month. And when I hit capacity with the agents I have, then I'll add more. I keep the same exact philosophy in every marketplace. And it's held true. I have not lost an agent on my team in over a year and a half. Now you think about when you have 65 plus agents, and you think about most teams out there, they have a training person that like onboarding and training. Why? Because they lose 3 or 4 agents a month. Like agents leave, agents come in. It's a revolving door. I don't have to worry about that problem because of what I've stuck to in my business model. Now we have continued training so they can get better on our systems and process. But when it comes to agents leaving or having to fire or whatever the case is, we don't. And longevity pays out because as they continue to be with us month after month after month, they get better. They get better at our process, at our best practices, at understanding our partnerships, and the best way to close deals. And so because we've led with enough currency to where people won't leave us, we now get the ability to have agents that are with us for long. I mean, in Phoenix, my average agent, I'm guessing here, has been with me 4+ years. And these are top agents. Now, these are agents doing $20+ million a year in business, and they still stay because they know the value. So as we grow marketplaces, we want to make sure that we drop our TAC, make sure we have what's called network certification. So before you can even take a referral, it's basically a 4-week process we call JMG University, Jason Mitchell Group University. You have to test out, you have to pass, you have to get your diploma. We sent, everything that we do because we want you to become network certified because it's too important for us that you can't screw up these relationships for us, right? So full training, full onboarding, the whole 9. So it takes a little while to set up a marketplace, but as we launch and as we start getting the partnerships in, we have a branch manager in place, and then they have a regional director that they report to, and it just all works. So for me, it's expanding marketplaces, finding great agents that are appreciative and loyal to what we have, but also want to grow their business like they never have before. I've proven it time and time again. If I'm on the phone, and I don't recruit a whole lot, but if I'm on the phone with an agent, I always tell them, everything I just told you, don't even think about it. I want you to go to my website. I'm not going to tell you what agent to pick. I want you to pick any agent on that website, any one of them. And you call them and you ask them what it's like to be an agent on my team. And you hear their answer. So you can hear from yourself, somebody that's in it every day, what it's like. And so for us, we want to recruit great talent and make sure that we have agents out there that can close business, that also don't have a big enough ego where they can follow the rules. Because if you have an ego, we can't have you. Because if you have your own way, we can't have you. We have our way, and we've proven it works, right? Our average agent this year will close over $14 million. That's our average agent. Our average agent will close over $14 million in business. That's insane. There's no team that I know that has an average of almost $15 million in volume, and that's our average agent. And so the process works, the system works, the support works, the brand works, the referrals work. So follow our process and follow the way and be able to close business. And if you do that, I'll give you more business than anybody.
I mean, it's simply phenomenal. Guys, you can see why he is at the top of the game. So another question, what's non-negotiable for you? I mean, I can see certain things right away. I have my thoughts, but for you, what is something, no matter what, you're not gonna do that's non-negotiable, something in your business or personal?
Well, let me go back to Quicken. They have a book, and if no one's seen these books, it's called an ISM book, okay? And it's the greatest book because it basically gives like rules of life, right? And it's amazing. And there's an ISM in there, and it says, eat from your own dog food. And it's become a core value of my company. And what that means is when you eat from your own dog food, you make sure to take care of the people that take care of you. So on my team, we tell you who your partners are going to be because we know that they're the best. But we also know these partners take care of us who take care of everybody else. So what's non-negotiable is people that come on our team and say, well, I have my own relationships. I have my own lenders. I have my own title companies. I have my own warranty companies. That's great. I'm glad you do. But you can't, if you're going to be a part of what we do, we take care of our own. And that sometimes is tough for people to swallow, but that's only the people that have an ego. And I don't want those people anyways. I want people that say, well, I know I have the best partners because it's been proven, and I want to work with them. So hell yeah, sign me up. I know they're going to be great. What else do you want me to do? Because they know they're going to, I mean, I can go through so many agents right now in my mind that I'll give an example of an agent in California we brought on in February this year. We brought her on February of this year. Today is June 21st. She has 19 escrows. I think she has 14 or 15 closings and currently has 19 escrows with me right now. So she has over 30 deals in a period of 4 months because she could close and she follows process. When you're able to do that, you change people's lives, right? And the best part is, as we add book after book of business to their closings, year after year after year, it gets better and better. Year one, you close 30 team leads. Year two, you close another 40. Now you got 70 people in your book of business. That all those people and their referrals is now self-generated business to you. And we don't take a big chunk of people's self-gen business, right? So there's more to it than just the commission on that one deal. It's the fact that we're adding hundreds and hundreds of clients to the book of business of the agents underneath our JMG umbrella. So it's a great system. It's a great process. And for us, we just want to continue to grow with the right people and the right talent across the country. And if people, are out there that are listening and you can go to our website and see where we're opening and you think you fit that mold, we'd love to talk to you.
Absolutely. And we'll put those links below, guys, because I know there's going to be tons of people reaching out after this one for sure. Let me ask you this. What drives you when it gets tough, when you have setbacks, to keep going, to keep that focus, that energy? I think it's easier when you're winning in your head, but what about those tough moments where we lose something or where something knocks us off our game? What is your thoughts on that, or what keeps you going and keeps you focused to just keep being hungry even when you get a few setbacks?
Yeah, it's just constantly staying focused on the larger picture. Our setbacks now come when we have an agent or two that just can't close, and we've given them 30 or 40 referrals and they're doing a shitty job. Like, that's the setback for me because it affects everybody's numbers, right? So it's constantly trying to find better talent. The constant push to get better and better every day with talent. And then it's constant push to get better with tech, constant push to get, once you have these systems in place, it's how do we get more efficient? How can we make that, to me, we're literally mapping and writing every day all over our office, right? How can we get better? How can this process get quicker? How can we free up more time for our ops team members so they can focus on other things? So becoming more efficient, becoming more nimble, and knowing that our army of agents, we trust them with our referrals from our partners. Because if we know you can close, we can send it. But there's always those agents that, a few of them that you say, do they really have what it takes? And if not, and that's why we're constantly talking to people and constantly recruiting, because that's our biggest struggle, is making sure that agents are following the rules and preserving and protecting our partnerships along with being able to close business. And you know what? Some of them fail. And those that fail, we can't have you because I have a responsibility to our partners. And that's just –
I love it. And guys, I want you to understand that this is what it takes at the elite level. You're watching a master in action, so understand that. And then to my next question, what advice for you, twofold, I guess, one to a brand new agent that's just starting out, and what to a seasoned agent would you recommend doing right now? What do you think is the most important thing for them?
For a brand new agent, get with somebody that's really great at what they do and somebody that you respect. Don't worry about the numbers, right? Don't worry that you're with the number one guy. Don't worry that you're next to Jason Mitchell watching him working. I'm not who you want to be. But you do need to partner with somebody that can show you the ropes and show you what it does take to be successful. And you know what? A lot of people don't want to take a year or two to really get training under their belt, to master their craft. They just want to go out and sell houses. Well, you know what? That's great. But you need to be a master at this. This is a long-term career, right? It doesn't happen. I mean, when I got back into the business, I'm looking at the biggest players in Arizona saying, one day I want to pass them, but I didn't think it was going to be the next year or the year after that. I knew it was going to take time. And it took me 8 years to become the number one agent in Arizona. And you know what? I say number one agent in Arizona. There's 3 or 4 number one agents in Arizona. It's always a little back and forth game, right? And so, but it took me a long time to get to the top. But it was my relentless effort. That's where my mind was. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And you know what? Here's the thing. If you're willing to work so unbelievably hard, you're not going to be at the top. That doesn't mean you can't be successful, because there's success in the upper middle and in the middle. There is. Not everybody has it to be the top or they would be there because they don't have it in their heart. They say they want to be great, but they don't wake up every single day of their life. And this is what I do. I wake up every freaking day of my life and I'm like, okay, what do I have to do today? And I work like a dog, but my work is my therapy. My family always, you got to take a break every now and then. This is my break. I love what I do. I'm very fortunate to be able to do what I do. But don't set your goals this high when you know that in your mind that you're not going to get there. And then for the experienced agents, I will say this. If you're running a team right now and you're listening to this, remember one thing. If you don't provide value and you don't look at yourself and say, why would they want to be on my team? Because I always say, if I don't give you more than you can't give yourself, then don't work for me because it's not worth it. If you can do just as much on your own, basically, then why are you paying me a certain percentage of your commissions? It makes no sense. I got to be able to add enough value and continue to add value for you to stay with me, or you should leave me. And every team leader should think about that. Because if they actually sit down at night and think about, hey, look, do I really have enough? Or do I become a revolving door because what I think is great, every 6 months people leave me. So it's clearly not that great. Longevity of agents is the master plan. Agents that are with you for years and years because they see not only are they continuing to benefit and add to their book of business, but that you are relentless in your efforts to improve their business. And if you think just because you can provide some kind of top of funnel leads to your agents, that game is over. That game is over. It needs to be significantly more. And I don't know where that is, and that's not for me to decide. But just know that if you're not bringing more to the table than someone can bring themselves, you don't have a team.
Oh my gosh. Guys, this is just priceless knowledge that he's sharing. Is there any further things before we let you go that you would like to add or let them know about? Anything else that you want to add to this?
I'll say this. The market's changing. It's getting tougher to get to the consumer. iBuyers are out there. There's no loyalty anymore into the buyer's agent side of things. And even the seller side of things, people expect more things now and are more demanding than ever. It is very hard to be an agent, and it's going to get harder. So if you're an individual agent out there and you're doing okay, but you can't get to that next level, my best advice, find a great team out there that can help you, because it will get harder as individuals. And you know what? Consumers now don't want to work with individuals because individuals can't do it all. They want a team. They want a company. They want more support. And a team should allow the opportunity to get you in front of more people so you can shine, so you can be great. The key to this business is more clients. And it's not about purchase price. It's not about volume. It's about units. Focus on closing deals. The rest will come. It's like in bowling, the old analogy is pick up your spares and strikes will come. Close business. Doesn't matter what the price point is. Every now and then you're going to get $1 million deal. Every now and then you're going to get $1.5 million or an 800. Those are great. But focus on what grows your business, and that's your core business of 3, 4s, and 500s. And if you're this egotistical luxury person, I only focus on luxury, no, you don't. Because there's very, very few people, and I can say this, there's very few people in this country that can just have this luxury niche. In Arizona, there's probably 4 or 5 of them, right? Everybody else, a deal is a deal. Close it, right? You build your book by closing units. Focus on the unit.
Oh, man. Jason, what a pleasure to have you on the show. This was absolutely fantastic. Guys, I'm going to put the links below so you can get all of his contact information and reach out to him if you have any questions or want to see what openings they're going to be having. And, wow, this is great. Make sure you guys, if you want to get these amazing guests on, make sure you like, subscribe, comment below. And then click on the next video. Thank you so much. Really a pleasure to have you, Jason.
Thank you.
Thanks so much. I really appreciate it.
Guys.
Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.